Platform classmates. Learn Power Platform like you would learn from a fellow classmate.
And so next we do have Ramprakash. So we will invite Ramprakash for the next event. And Ramprakash is also from the Robert Bosch, and he do have like 9+ years of experience into Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. And today he is going to present here the pen control, how we want to leverage the pen control in the Canvas app. So over to you, Ram.
Hey, thanks, Tarni. Thank you. Hey, hello all. And first of all, I need to thank Tarni for providing me this opportunity. And yes, I'm Ramprakash Duraisamy, working as a software specialist in Robert Bosch Engineering. And I have 10+ years of IT experience. And here is my blog URL and my YouTube channel. And you can reach me here anytime. And today we are going to see about pin input control in PowerApp. So today's agenda is what is pin input control in PowerApp, and I have taken one real-time scenario how we can use a pin input control in PowerApp Canvas app, and we can just see a small demo, or else we'll see how we can create the real-time scenario in our system in PowerApp by using Power Automate Flow. So let's go for a quick look into what is meant by pin input control. So it's like a whiteboard. So for example, if I'm having some courier services, or I want to get some signature from the users, so for that we can directly use the pin input control to draw a signature, or writing a text input over there, or doing any diagrams. It's like a simple whiteboard how we are having in the Microsoft Teams. So this is the basic overview of what is meant by pin input control here. So let's see how we are using it. So let's say I have taken a real-time scenario here. So consider a company paid overpaid amount to an employee in their salary. So then they have realized that okay, we have paid some amount to extra pay to the users. So they want to get it back from their employees. So for that they need to get an employee signature from them, and to store that in the next salary, they want to deduct that extra payment amount. So for keeping track in that one, so we can take a real-time scenario here to work on how we can able to utilize this one using the pin input control. So let's say the application, whatever we are going to use today for this simple demo is SharePoint as a backend, and PowerApp as a front end, and Power Automate we are using as a what can I say, a flow trigger for storing a signature items and all those stuff from the Canvas app. So let's start off our demo now. So for now, I'll just go to I'll go to my SharePoint demo list. So here I have created two user, what can I say, two lists. So one list with what can I say, the user details, and another one is with storing the user signature document. So first thing, I'll just open the user details. As I said earlier, they have paid overpaid amount for the one of the users. So consider the user name is called demo user. So for demo user, they have paid $500 amount as a overpayment. And this is an user email address. So what is the email status, and what is the employee status, and what is where the signature is getting stored. So for that, for example, it's not only for one employee, they have multiple employees available. So by keeping multiple employees considering in that mind, I have created one list. So against this list, I'm just going to send an email to the user. For example, I have a flow which I have already created. So this flow is automatic sending an email. So when this email will trigger, this email will trigger whenever the email status is not equal to email sent. For example, if I'm just trying to create a record, so the email status will be in email not triggered. So once the email gets successful, automatically the status will automatically change to email sent, so that if suppose a flow failed somewhere, I can directly take it up this one and I can re-trigger the email for the same, re-trigger the email for the other users except the user which I was sent previously. So by considering this one, I just used a filter condition called the email status not equal to email sent. So I'm just taking that user and I'm sending an email to the user stating that, so this is just a HTML text which I have created. Let me just show you the email, how this will looks like. So this will simply looks like this one. So for example, an email, let me just trigger out this email so that it will be easy for you to check it out. Okay, cool. So now I received an email. So consider this is the email which I triggered now. So what this email is, so they have paid a $500 amount to my account. So they are expecting to me to detect that amount in my next salary. So I'm just sending an email to the user stating that this is the email which we are sending from our organization, stating the $500 amount is sent to you, and I'm just deducting in my next salary. So for tracking that one, I'm just using this email for the Power Automate to sending an email from SharePoint list to the Outlook. So for this, I'm using a Power Automate flow here. So once after the user receives an email, they can directly click on this click here link, and they can directly take them to the Power App screen so that they can directly sign it over there. Then once the signature done, it will automatically come and store the document in the what can I say, in the SharePoint, in the SharePoint document list. So that one where I'm just storing. So I'll just go to my SharePoint list here. So here you can able to see user SharePoint signature document. So here I'm just storing the document. For example, whatever the document which user is signing in the Power App, that I'm just directly storing it out here. So how I'm storing it, for that I'm just using other Power Automate flow here. So I'll just go to the Power Automate flow here. So what I'm just doing this Power Automate flow. So this one I'm just directly triggering it from the Canvas Power App, and I'm just getting the ID from the Power App, and I'm just getting the signature from the Power App. So how I'm just getting the signature. So while getting the signature, there are multiple ways to get a signature. First, if you are storing that signature in the Power App, we just need to store it, like we need to remove that. For example, it will be, we need to convert that to JSON object and with a binary code. Then only we can able to store it in the Power Automate, in the SharePoint. So for that, we just need to use a MIT to remove that value data colon image, and we need to store it to the Power App. So for that, we are just using this object to store that value into the SharePoint document list. Sorry. So once we receive the SharePoint documents, so using that ID, I'm just getting that ID, and I'm just creating a file over here with a JPEG, and I'm just using the file content here. So I think here we need to use sorry. Base 64 to binary, and we need to pass the signature to store it. Okay, so because whenever we are creating a file and we are passing that JSON object here with a binary object, we just need to convert to base 64 to binary, so that it will automatically get stored that respective image over there. Then we are updating the image, whatever file which we are creating, that we are directly appending it to the respective file here. So let me just go to my Power Apps here. As I said, how I'm just storing the document from what can I say, the image with my SharePoint list. So for that, I'll just directly show you the image screen here. Okay, cool. So first, what I'm just doing here. So here, so I'm just passing the ID as a parameter. So for where I'm just using that ID here. So let me just go to my email here. So here I'll just copy this hyperlink. Okay, so here I'll just you can able to see the ID here. So let me put it in a notepad to show you. So here you can able to see I'm just passing an ID as one, so that from this email, if I trigger, so this record will relate to this ID. This ID where we are getting this ID. This ID is from the SharePoint list value. For example, let me just add a column here. So here you can able to see the ID is one. So I have triggered an email for this record. So this ID is one, and in this email we get an ID as one for this one. So, and if you open this record, here we will receive this parameter ID as one. So what is this parameter? This is a parameter, whatever with parameter which we are sending. So this ID, what is the value which we are getting? Here we will get it as one. So this one we will get it here, and I'm just filtering that the user details with the respective record. And here I'm just loading the title of the record, and what is the today's date? I'm just setting it to a dummy variable here. So once after this done, I'm just using a HTML here. So I'll just copy this one. So let me say Word to HTML. So there is a HTML, I mean, which was already available. So I'll just paste it out here. So here you can able to see, you can easily convert that. What can I say? The text, or else if you have written in a Word document, if you want to convert it to HTML, you can directly type in here, and you can directly copy this one and put it in your PowerApps screen. So the same as like that one, I just copied this from my Word, and I copied this one, and I inputted my documents here. So here I'm just passing the employee name. So for now, I'll just change this parameter ID to 1 to show you a demo here. So run as on start. So here you can able to see the demo user. Demo user is the one which I'm just taking from the SharePoint screen, which is nothing but a full name. And here we can directly the date, whatever date which you are passing, that we can directly take it from here. And this is the text document which I have directly taken from there. So if you want to directly store this image into the, what can I say, into the PowerApps screen. So at that time, what you need to do? So you just need to take this image, like as I said earlier, just copy this image and put it over here. So it will generate an image screen over here. So this image, the what can I say, the HTML text which is populating here, you can just directly copy from here, and you can put it over there. So it's a simple like copy pasting from the Word document to a HTML document from one browser to, what can I say, this Word to HTML, and you can directly use it in our PowerApps screen. So once after that done, so here what I'm just using here, I'm just directly using a pin input control. I just directly go to in text, and I can just added a pin input control here. So once after that done, I'm just clicking on a submit here. So what I'll do, so I'll just add my control. I'll just remove the control because it's showing some error for me. So I'll just click on Power Automate. I'll just add my control here. So, okay, cool. So what I'm just doing, as I said earlier, so initially, if you see, so for example, let me just show you this value. So I just input or something, and I just click on submit. So now I'll just go to submit here. I'll just click on JSON object. So here, if you see the values is like some random numbers, some random alphabets available here. But if suppose I remove this variable, so because if you see now I'm just removing the mid variables, which means that I'm just removing the values which is available in the text here, in this var JSON. So now if I just click on submit again, so the value, initial value will load with the data colon image slash PNG semicolon base 64. So it is loading with this one. So I don't know if I'm just directly storing that value into the Power App. I don't want to use this one, this data colon till this base 64. To avoid that one, I'm just using this basics. I'm just using this mid variable to remove that value. Then only it will store properly into my Power App system. So this is one of the things which you need to note it out in the pen input control while you are storing the values from here. What can I say? From the Power App to the SharePoint list. So to avoid that one only, I'm just using this one. So this is just a hard code value. You just need to use it out when you plan it to store it to the SharePoint list. So you can use this one any place with a hard coded value here. So now I'll just click on save. So once after this done, I'm just directly passing that value to the where JSON object and the get parameter, the parameter which I'm just using from the ID of the value while loading the page. So this is one of the thing which we can directly use it from the Power App Power App pin input control to the SharePoint list. And there is another way also available whenever you plan to store this image into a PDF controller. At the time, how you can use this pin input control into your PDF. So consider I'm just going to my Power App, what can I say, the flow here. So, and here, whenever you are trying to use this, so let me say, so whenever you are using this, for example, whenever you are going to store this, you want to use this image into a SharePoint, in a PDF. You want to create a PDF and you want to send an email with a signature. At the time, how you want to use? So at the time while you are using this one, you just need to. You don't want to pass this as a JSON object. You just want to directly pass this JSON object as here from SharePoint to from the Power App to the flow. So while after using that flow, how you want to utilize, how you want to populate that image into the SharePoint, in the PDF or in an attachment of email. So what you want to do, you just need to use a replace option. So you just want to use a replace option like this, like what can I say? Replace. Let me just use it out here so that okay, a replace of this value. So now I'll just copy this one. So I just want to replace okay, cool. Now it's okay. Let me just put it in the notepad to show you a better one. Okay, so why we need to use this double quotes? So for example, this is a single quotes and this is a double quotes, because whenever we are passing the values from canvas input, the pen input control from canvas to Power App to the flow, we can't, at that time we will get some double quotation, all those stuff. So for removing that one, we are just using a replace operation here to replace that value from the double quotes from double quotes to null value. So here we are just making it as blank. So this is a blank value which I'm just directly using it here. So these are the points which we need to make a note of this one. What can I say? While we are taking into a consideration of pen input controls here. And yeah, I think that's it from my end. And sorry, I could not make you a full round of demo today as I got some some personal issues, so I can't able to make you a full round of demo. So I'll just take it up this one and I'll show you a full round of demo in my next session.
Yes. I really appreciate your effort, Ram. Despite of your health condition, seriously, you took effort and you have took time to come here and present here. I'm really thankful for it. Yeah. Okay. Because he's not well. Unfortunately, he's not well yesterday, but he said like he'll complete our presentation. Yeah. Thank you for that. Nice. And yeah, over to you, Kalagna.
Power Platform classmates. Learn Power Platform like you would learn from a fellow classmate.